The land of Siberia has a legendary reputation due to its extreme winters and vast uninhabitable landscapes. While many people think of it as a part of the North Pole, Siberia is actually a region in Russia. However, it hasn't always been a part of any nation, and its location on the Asian continent has caused confusion about its classification as European. The first mention of Siberia in Russian literature dates back to 1407, referring to the murder of a Tartar named Khan Tokhtamysh in the Siberian lands. Earlier chronicles mention expeditions into a place called Ugria, which was the early name for the Siberian region. The Grand Duke of Moscow eventually conquered Novgorod and inherited the lands taken by the Novgorods in Siberia. However, local Tartar Khans still had control over a significant part of the region, resulting in a back-and-forth struggle for control. During the early conquests, the Tsardom of Russia included a group of people known as the Cossacks, who were East Slavic Orthodox Christians originating from Eastern Europe. In the late 16th century, some Cossacks, led by Yermak Timofeyevich, embarked on an expansion into Siberia. With a force of over 500 Cossacks and additional mercenaries, they encountered native establishments already under the control of the Khan of Siberia. The Cossacks gradually overpowered the locals, facing resistance and counterattacks from the Tartar people. The Cossacks' next target was Iskir, the Siberian capital. They clashed with the forces of the Siberian Khan and his Tartar allies but eventually captured the capital in 1582. However, the tide turned when the Khan launched a surprise ambush in 1584, resulting in the defeat and death of Timofeyevich. The surviving Cossacks retreated as the Tartars ravaged the city. It took 2 years for the Cossacks, with additional support from the Tsar, to return and establish more permanent settlements, including the fortress at Tumen. The Russians continued their expansion throughout Siberia, encountering resistance from the native populations. Rebellions erupted, such as those by the Itemans in 1706, 1731, and 1741, and the Koraks from 1745 onwards. The Chukchi posed the most challenging resistance for the Russians, engaging in constant battles with the Cossacks. Disease and warfare eventually weakened the native populations, leading to the end of rebellions and solidifying Russia's control over Siberia. The primary motive for Russia's conquest of Siberia was the fur trade. The early expeditions revealed the valuable furs possessed by the natives, which could be sold for profit. The conquered native vassals were required to pay tribute in furs, significantly enhancing the Russian economy. The Cossacks saw the sparsely populated region as an opportunity to exploit the natives' surplus of furs. The support of the Tsar and the lucrative fur trade motivated their efforts. Superior weaponry, including firearms and artillery, gave the Cossacks an advantage in their conquest. The small and unprepared Siberian population was no match for the experienced Russian forces, and the spread of diseases further weakened resistance. The fragmented nature of the region, with only one Khanate, made military resistance manageable. Once the Siberian Khanate collapsed, the remaining native populations were either subjugated or eradicated. In the end, the Cossacks achieved their goal of establishing a profitable fur trade and expanded the Russian borders into Siberia, which remains a part of Russia today. Their superior weaponry, the vulnerability of the native populations, and the lure of economic gain played crucial roles in Russia's conquest of Siberia.